Hi guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman. My friends at Mercedes-Benz West Island have invited me into their state-of-the-art dealership to have a closer look at the 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 4Matic. So let's check out what's new, what's hot, before finishing with a test drive with my friend Daniel, who's going to dive deeper into the latest technology. New for 2020, the GLC 300 4Matic, or essentially all-wheel drive, receives a mid-generation exterior facelift with both new front and rear bumpers, all new LED standard lighting styling, and 20-inch optional wheels. The GLC is also available as a coupe with AMG Performance trim styling, and all models are available here at Mercedes-Benz West Island. As for the engine, it too has received a performance boost. You can now expect 255 horsepower coming from a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which is an increase of 14 horsepower from the previous model. But back to the exterior styling for just a second, because I'm obsessed with the new larger Mercedes emblem. It really does command a sense of respect when you're driving down the street. But when you pair it with the sport package, you actually receive the new diamond grille as well, and it looks sharp. I have a small family, so I'm confident everything will fit nicely within the GLC. But two features I appreciate is the optional air suspension, which will lower the rear for you, making heavier items easier to load in addition to the rear seat release button, which saves me time from having to walk around the vehicle to manually put down the rear seats. But remember, if you go with the coupe version of the GLC, you're going to lose both headspace for tall passengers as well as overall storage room. But if you opt for the panoramic sunroof, you'll provide this crossover with the illusion of being bigger than it is. The 2020 GLC 300 receives a plethora of new technology, and drivers have the option to change driving dynamics using 3 different touch points: the steering wheel, the Mercedes-Benz user experience infotainment system, or the touchpad. I prefer to use the MBUX touchscreen because, first of all, it's incredibly nice, user-friendly, and allows me to create my own identity. Again, my suggestion for new potential buyers to Mercedes-Benz or owners of this technology in general, take a minute to scroll up and down or sideways to become familiar with the functionality. And if there's a specific feature you'd like to learn how to use, shoot me a DM or comment below. I'm more than happy to create a simple how-to tutorial with my friends here at Mercedes-Benz West Island. Now, in relation to driving modes, the GLC has 5: Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Individual. And Daniel will explain the differences during our test drive. But notice you'll find the different driving modes here. And when you switch modes, the graphic in the MBUX system changes as well. Mercedes has done a great job eliminating clutter, as you've probably noticed. There's no gear selector. They've actually moved it up here. But before I put this GLC into gear, there's one last thing we have to test. Hit it! Terrible! But how would it sound if it was the AMG Performance model? Hit it! Amazing! Okay, back behind the wheel of the GLC with Daniel. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for your time. You're a busy man.
My pleasure, thank you.
Okay, so take me through the driving mode.
Sure, so right now I see we're in Sport Plus, which is definitely the sportiest mode that we could drive in. The steering wheel is at its tightest. The gas pedal is very sensitive, and also the engine breathes more. It allows the RPMs to go higher before shifting gears in the transmission. So it really gives you a tight, fast accelerating sport drive.
Love it. And for me, Sport Plus has been my favorite for my audience because, as you know, as a former racer, I like that more aggressive approach, and I like to feel the wheel and feel the responsiveness of the car.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the other driving modes, what are they?
Sure, so besides Sport Plus, there is Sport Mode, which is a softer level of Sport Mode of the Sport Plus. Then there's the Comfort Mode, which I would say is the daily balanced mode, the daily drive mode. And then there's eco mode. So eco mode is definitely the most fuel efficient mode. The steering is a little smoother and softer, and the RPMs shift much quicker to save gas.
Yeah, and to add to that for my audience, when you purchase your Mercedes, be aware when you're entering the highway and you're in eco mode or comfort mode, it definitely does take a second to get up to speed, so just be aware of that. Okay, a lot of my friends have Mercedes and they all talk about the augmented reality in the new models. What's that all about?
Oh, well, the augmented reality is a really cool thing where it virtually shows you with the camera and the radar system in the front, when you're approaching a turn, it will pop up on your dash on the navigation, and as you can see here, it's going to indicate when to make a turn, or to show you when you're approaching the intersection. So it's telling us here to make a U-turn, to do a sharp left turn. So the camera and the radar system popped up in the front, and it indicates with a blue arrow when exactly to turn.
200 meters at the traffic light.
That's so cool. The graphic work in that MBUX system is fantastic. You guys have done a great job with that.
Thank you. So as you can see here, you see a blue arrow that's indicating to turn right. And this is fully autonomous, that it does it on its own every time.
That's great. It really does make driving easier.
Absolutely, especially at night if you're having trouble seeing the signs, or you're driving, you don't have a chance to hear the woman speaking. You could just see it with on your screen when the intersection is approaching.
Okay, and the voice command is incredibly sensitive. Every time you say Mercedes,
she'll hear you,
How
absolutely.
may I help you?
And she'll say, how may I help you? So it's an artificial intelligence where you could pretty much ask her all kinds of questions and she'll be able to answer them and to direct you, whether it's picking a restaurant or changing the ambient lighting color. It's really amazing, all the options that she could do for you.
yeah, and for my viewers, if you find yourself on a Monday morning talking about Formula One and all of the competition between Ferrari and Mercedes, the simplest way to turn off the voice command is just hit your home button or just push off. You don't have to become frustrated with that because it's incredibly sensitive.
Absolutely. So she's very responsive, but there is a way that you could deactivate her function.
Yeah, through the MBUX system.
Yeah, through the exactly in the settings.
Sources Boulevard, then you will have reached your
Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
cancel route please.
Canceling route guidance.
So Daniel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I hear Mercedes recently launched the Mercedes Me app and they now offer a remote start, true?
Correct. Yes. So on the app, which is available on all Mercedes models going forward, you can have not only the function to start the engine for up to 10 minutes, depending on your level of gas, of course. And you could also unlock the car. You could see all the instantaneous information on the vehicle, which is really great. So you have all that access right on your phone now.
Okay, and living in Canada, I appreciate my remote control start.
Absolutely, because only up until last year, Mercedes-Benz never had a remote car starter. So it's really important now, especially in the winter, to have that 10 minutes for the car to warm up. It's definitely convenient.
Love it. C-Series is Mercedes' highest selling car. So who's your competitor?
Compared in the C-Class, I would say definitely BMW. BMW, the X3, I would say is the immediate competitor to the GLC. And also perhaps the Audi Q5.
But what makes you guys stand out?
Oh, well, I definitely think in terms of luxury and safety and technology, Mercedes-Benz is definitely has that edge.
Yeah, well said. And I'll add to that because my overall impression, first of all, thank you so much to Mercedes-Benz West Island for allowing me to drive the car for a bit now.
Thank you.
I appreciate the luxury and the smooth ride, and it really is incredibly quiet.
Yes, absolutely. It's really well insulated. It's very good at blocking out the outside noise, especially if you're on the highway with passing traffic. It's really a quiet drive, very luxurious and cozy.
Okay, and how does my audience find you?
Sure. Well, you could find us at Mercedes-Benz Westisland.ca and on Instagram as well, Mercedes-Benz West Island. And if anything, you guys could always give me a shout on Instagram at Daniel Ross D.
Okay, and I'll definitely provide everybody with that information before. But guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman. Continue to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my life in the fast lane.
Thank you.
Boom, nice glasses, bro.